What can I do to more effectively meet my goals? Today we're going to go over this and also talk about the best way to turn your goals into results. So if you clicked on this video, you already know how important goals are. I'm not going to waste your time with that. We're going to jump right into 4 things that I think are critical in goal creation to maximize your chances for success. So the first thing I want to go over is goals have to be achievable through individual effort. So what I mean by that is you and only you should be in charge of meeting your goals. So that's not to say that you can't have team goals, but those need to be qualified that way. If you're going to have individual goals, it's only fair to you that success or failure is only based on your behavior and your efforts. So this seems obvious, but let me give you a few examples that will illustrate how common it is for people to miss this step. So we'll start with me. I just started a YouTube channel. I get a certain number of views. I get a certain number of subscribers periodically. It would be easy for me to set up goals based on how many views I want to get, how many subscribers I want to gain. I could say, I want to gain 5 subscribers a day. Well, that would be a failed goal because I don't control how many subscribers I get. Things that I control is the quality of content, the frequency of content, the research that I do before I make a video, things like that. So my goal could be put out 3 videos a week, put out a video every Monday, things like that. Those are things that I control, and if I fail, it's only because of my behaviors. So another example, a football player shouldn't make a goal of, my goal is to win the next game, because it's a team sport. He can't control whether you win the next game. What he can control is his play, minimizing his mistakes on the field, and maximizing his effort. So he could create goals around that instead of, I want to win the next game. And the most common example I can think of is, every year, January 1st, people are making New Year's resolutions. What's the most common New Year's resolution? To lose weight. But what are people doing? They're saying, my New Year's resolution is to lose 20 pounds this year. You don't control the weight you lose. Now hold on, before you get all up in arms about this, let me explain. You can control your behaviors. And if you've ever watched a show like The Biggest Loser, you know that they're all working out hard, they're all eating healthy, but there's always someone every week that really underperforms on the scale. And that's just because the human body reacts in different ways to different stimuli. So when you create a weight loss goal, it should not be centered around the number of pounds you're going to lose. It should be centered around the behaviors that you can do to affect change. Every goal should be centered around individual effort. What behaviors can you have that will make you successful? The next one is your goals should be written down. Now you've probably heard this. If this isn't the first goal video you've watched, the last one you watched probably said this too. Studies show writing down your goals makes you 42% more likely to succeed. And it's so easy to do. Why would you not? If you're serious about your goal, take the 3 minutes necessary to write it down on a piece of paper. And then just review it periodically. Make sure that's still your primary goal. Make sure that you're doing the things necessary and taking those steps to get there. The third one is it should be measurable. So your short-term goals specifically should always be measurable. There should be no doubt in your mind whether you succeeded or not. So you shouldn't make a goal that's like, do a better job of studying. Because at the end of the week, if your cycle is a week to review, how can you really say whether you were better or worse than the week before? There's no measurement there. Instead, say, on Saturday I'm going to spend 4 hours studying, focused studying, no distraction. That's measurable. You know for a fact at the end of Saturday whether you succeeded at that or not. So make sure your goals are measurable and hold yourself accountable to that. And the final one is your goals should create a roadmap to your vision. So we've talked about this in previous videos. You should have a vision for your life. Where do you want your life to go? And then your goals should map to that. So you take your vision, you break it down into bite-sized chunks, and you might have an intermediate layer in there. So for instance, to tie in what we've talked about before, your vision for your life might be a healthy version of myself and travel more. So those aren't measurable, they're not concrete, and that's okay because this is a vision. So this is where you want to get to. It doesn't have to be clearly defined. But the goals that make up the steps to achieve that vision do need to be measurable. They do need to be defined on individual effort. And they do need to be written down. Let's do an example. Let's take these and let's turn them into that roadmap. So the vision is to become a healthier version of yourself. So your short-term goals will be, in the morning I'm going to eat a healthy breakfast and I'm going to break my habit of stopping by a fast food restaurant for breakfast. I'm also going to stop drinking soda. So those are things you can do on a daily basis to become a healthier you. The weekly or monthly goals would be, I'm going to review my health, get a checkup every quarter to see how I'm doing, and I'm going to weigh myself once a month so that I'm aware of my weight and how that might be affecting my health. That all maps to a vision of becoming a healthier you. And by building in addition to those things, by building in some review and reflection, you can add more goals as you get comfortable with your current goals. So the other one is travel more. How can we map that to weekly and monthly and then some daily behavioral stuff? So to travel more, you need to do a few things. You need to have the research on where to go and what to do. You need to have the funds to do it, and you need to have the time to do it. So your daily behavioral factors should be related to that. So you need to build up funds and you need to build up time. If you work in a career with time off, one of your daily things could be make sure that I'm not taking off time unless it's critical for me to take that time, because I want to build up my stockpile of time off and stop drinking my morning coffee from Starbucks and save that money toward my vacation fund. So those are some things you can do daily. Longer term, weekly, you could have time set aside on Saturday. You could say, I'm going to spend an hour every Saturday researching vacation spots. And then as far as quarterly, you could say, I'm going to plan a quarterly vacation, 3-day weekend, whatever, to get out of town, go see something new, go to some hiking trails or whatever you're into, so that every quarter you're setting yourself up for some travel. So those are just two visions that you might have in your life, and that's just on the fly how I would map a vision to goals and some short-term behavior changes. So those are my 4 ways to improve mapping your goals to results. We went over making sure our goals are only based on individual effort, writing down your goals. We went over making sure they're measurable, and we talked about creating a roadmap using our vision and our goals that build up to that vision. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.